Hi, this is Abul Hussain coming to you from London, the United Kingdom. And if you're watching this video outside of our Facebook group for social media marketing agencies, find the link and make sure you join in, especially if you're looking to grow or start an agency. Now, I have a very special guest with me today who is going to talk to you about all about landing pages and how you can make them convert and work better for your business, for your client's business. So he has quite a bit of a career. He trained as and qualified as a professional chef, and then went into the world of online marketing. He built one of the largest communities in the world for affiliate marketers, which was recently acquired by Neil Patel's investment firm. And he's also the co-founder of Landing Page Guys. So Oliver Kenyon, welcome to the show.
Thank you. What an intro. You nailed it.
Well, I mean, I try my best, but why don't you give us a bit of a background into who you are and tell us a bit more about your story?
Yeah, absolutely. So to go into it in a little bit more detail, and feel free to kind of stop me because I tend to ramble on this one. But I was kind of like, I was never the person who, I don't think anyone kind of wakes up one day and thinks, I want to create forums or I want to build a landing page company, agency. Like, how niche is that? So I was kind of one of these typical stories where I fell into it. Funny enough, through hip hop. I used to love hip hop. I'm 32 now. I always get that wrong. I'm 32 now, but back in the age when I was around about kind of 15, 16 with the kind of 8 Mile era, Eminem, rap battles, all that kind of stuff. And I was obsessed with it. So I started to join these forums. I was working in the kitchen as a part-time chef at the time, still at school. And I joined into these online forums all about hip hop and rap battles and stuff. And it gave me the first insight to basically communities and forums. And before the days of Facebook and Facebook groups, it was kind of your old V-Bulletin licenses, for Zenfora and all this kind of Discord and all this cool stuff. It was just a raw kind of forum. And I used to speak to people on that forum, and I kind of one day had the idea to create my own. So I guess that was my first kind of entrepreneurial experience. I'd seen someone who had these rap forums and I thought, you know what, I'm going to give this a go and create my own. But of course, being a chef, anyone who's listening to this, who's worked or knows anything about the catering or industry knows you don't get paid much money. So I didn't have much money. So I did the whole kind of like Dragon's Den pitch thing. It's nice that I can say Dragon's Den. I'm usually being interviewed in US publications, so I'm always like Shark Tank. But yeah, exactly. So Dragon's Den, the UK people will know of. And I kind of basically sat my father and grandfather down when I was about 15 years old. And like I said, look, guys, I've worked it out. I think it's about 160 quid to buy a domain, hosting for a year, and V-Bulletin software. And I pitched it to them. I said, look, whatever I come up with, you can have 40% of the company. Signed a little contract. I think I've still got that somewhere, which is quite nice. And they went for it. They took my investment. I pitched it correctly. And I built my first forum, and yeah, there's not a week where my dad doesn't remind me that he still owes 40% of my companies, but I don't think that's going to fly anymore, Dad. So yeah, I built this forum, got a bug for kind of doing my own things, went off to college, and was still building up this forum. And I'm the typical kind of 10, 15 year overnight success. So I kind of failed, went on to the next project, failed, opened up another forum. I had forums about web development. I had forums about the male things like sports, cars, you name a forum, I kind of created it, but it was always community based. And then one day I met a lad on my hip hop forum from Wales who was into CPA marketing. So if your listeners who aren't aware, it's basically a type of affiliate marketing, but it's called cost per action. And he introduced me to that world, and we started making some money. Not big money, but to me it was everything. That first kind of even 10 quid online is like, shit, like I've done this for myself. This is amazing. So I got that rush, and naturally that led on to wanting to know more about affiliate marketing. So what did I do? I opened up an affiliate marketing forum. That's kind of all I knew was the forum world, and I wanted just a space for people to talk. I'm sure you're aware of, and your listeners are aware of, back in the day, there was kind of places like Digital Point, Wicked Fire, Warrior Forum, but they weren't openly they didn't help you that much. It's not, there was a culture back then where you didn't share anything. Now everyone shares everything, and there's great case studies in your group, other groups online, but no one shared anything. So I created this private forum for me and my friends to talk about affiliate and CPA marketing. And I never expected it to grow to be the largest affiliate community online, but it did. And that's kind of what led me up to a couple of years ago. And alongside that, I had landing page guys.
Awesome. No, that's a brilliant story, because I think anyone who comes into the online marketing space has come across the Warrior Forum and some of these
Yeah.
older forums. And I think a lot of people have been through the affiliate marketing cycle as well, because that's when someone's looking to make money online, the first thing that probably comes up is affiliate marketing.
Yeah, and actually I got asked this question the other day, and I was actually interviewing someone else who I'm still well connected with in the affiliate space, and a guy who's, you know, far more successful than I am and been in this industry for a long time. And I asked him, like, do you still think affiliate marketing is a good thing to do or get started in? And he put it right. It probably is for anyone who's looking to make money online. It's probably the best thing to start in. I'm not saying it's like for longevity or, you know, it's the best career move, but to actually just get started, it's so good, because what he said is correct. Like, you learn so many trades as an affiliate marketer. You're wearing so many hats. You're learning how to design websites, you're learning how to write copy, you're learning how to drive traffic with ads, you're learning how to negotiate different deals, you're meeting people, you're networking. So you're learning all these different skill sets, and then naturally what happens is you kind of become good at one. You know, I was an affiliate marketer. I had an affiliate marketing forum. I never thought I would own a large landing page design development agency, but we naturally were very good at building websites and landing pages, and that's how landing page guys started. So you just fall into these different things.
So you've had your agency for about 7 years now, I believe.
Correct.
I mean, why landing pages and not web design? Because obviously you've kind of positioned yourself as the landing page guys. Why not the web design guys or the funnel?
Yeah, absolutely. So we started. I started this company 7 years ago, and we originally called createmy.com. So that was the first kind of premium domain I bought. I remember I was on a holiday in France with my family, and to me, spending 500 quid on a domain was like life changing. Like I was like, the next step. I was, you know, as soon as I did it, I think I went and got a glass of wine with my dad, and I was like, Dad, I just spent 500 quid on a domain. And yeah, we were createmy.com for about a year, I would say. And we were absolutely, as you just said, we were doing web design. Now, the more affiliate fix started to grow, this is my affiliate community, and the more I got connected within the CPA and affiliate space, I had a lot of people seeing our web stuff and saying, look, can we use your designers to build our landing pages? And that just really interested me, especially as I was doing affiliate marketing myself. So we decided to kind of like double down. And I remember my co-founder came on board, Andy, and we sat down and we were like, should we like just niche down? Like, should we, rather than being like a tiny fish in a huge pond, you know, there's millions of design agencies out there. Why don't we try and become quite a large fish in a small pond and take our share of this market? And the competition, like now, and you know, I don't want to sound big-headed, like we are recognized as one of the go-to people in the space for landing pages and conversion rate optimization, but the competition was way smaller. And the second we didn't offer anything different, we were still offering the same designers, the same developers, the same service, but the second we rebranded from createmy.com to landing page guys, our business literally like 3x overnight, because all of a sudden, when anyone's thinking of landing pages or CRO, they come to us. You know, the clue's in the name. So we switched the name about 6 years ago, and we just started to geek out on conversion rates. You know, everything that, and the difference is, again, for people who are watching this who may not know the world of landing pages and conversion rate optimization, is we use this all the time. It's quite cliche, and I hate to sound kind of salesy, but like any design agency can build a website that looks nice. It takes a completely different skill set to build a landing page that converts, and that's what we do. So we always say, like, landing page website design is an art form, landing page design is a science, and it's that science that we've kind of built up over the last 6-7 years that really make us stand out as the go-to company for that.
Awesome, absolutely awesome. Now, a lot of people who are watching this video, you know, they're looking to build an agency or grow an agency, and acquisition is a bit of a pinch point for them. It seems like you had clients coming in from day one, but did you ever have to do any prospecting? I mean, how do you kind of develop your business moving forward?
Yeah, 100%. Like, again, I'm not one of these stories whereby I sat down and thought strategically there's a need for a landing page company, or, you know, I could see that I can go out and prospect this sort of person. It was something that naturally kind of flowed because I had Affiliate Fix. So I had this community that was, at that time when we started Create My or Landing Page Guys, probably about 5,000 to 10,000 members on the site. So I had an audience of people that were asking for landing page design. But that's not to say that we didn't have to prospect. We did do, you know, we did get creative with email creatives and stuff. But one thing I can say now, like this is going to sound really odd to you, and I hate the word startup, but I still class us as a startup because although we're 7 years old, me and my co-founder had a conversation about 18 months ago that we turned and said, look, do we want to, we had basically what you would call a lifestyle business, whereby me and him did everything. We ran everything. We outsourced all the kind of design and development. Me and him did the customer care, the sales, the project management, everything. But we hit a ceiling. So we sat down and we said, look, do we want to do this for another 5 years, or do we want to now build this kind of business that we've always wanted with a culture and a core values and a team and a family? And we actually only, believe it or not, we made our first ever full-time hire just under 2 years ago. We're about to hire number 13 internally next week. Wow. And we're up to about 30 externally over the world. So we're at about 50 in total at the moment. But that's happened in 18 months to 2 years. So yeah, it's quite funny that I still kind of class this as a bit of a startup. But yeah, we've been through it all. The one thing I would recommend to people is if you haven't, read Daniel Priestley, Key Person of Influence book, because that really has helped me throughout the past couple of years to position our company as a kind of thought leader in the space, is become that person that everyone thinks about when they think about that topic. So what helped us dramatically is hiring a team. People are so important, but so that me and Andy were outside of the business, and then I could focus on what I believe I'm, strongest at is kind of being the face of the company. You're about to tell me that I'm not on this interview, but doing things like this, but also education. So we give so much away for free. Like we have a YouTube channel, a Facebook group, and we give so much info and free tips out. But what happens is typically some people will go and implement those tips and stuff for themselves, which is fine. I'd love to share some on this interview, hopefully, and people will implement them, and that's great. I want people to do that. But typically people are either, when they get to a certain level, they're either conscious of two things: time and money. So they can go and do it themselves, but it's going to take them time and it's going to take them money. Or, they can just come to the experts and pay us, and we'll get them results instantly. So my biggest tip on that side of things when it comes to prospecting is I would focus on content, focus on education, focus on becoming the best at whatever you do and giving your best stuff away for free. And then naturally people will come and pay you for it.
Yeah, that's a great tip. And I suppose, well, you spoke about Daniel Priestley and Key Person of Influence, and I think you've got the perfect pitch nailed there. I think that's what he calls it. I read his book many years ago. And also you were serving a community, which obviously helped that when you were about to transition into building this agency, that people had already known you, liked you, and trusted you enough to kind of join you on this journey.
Absolutely.
So you had actually done the legwork. Well, whether you knew it at the time or not,
yeah,
the homework was done. So I suppose coming onto landing pages itself, obviously there's a lot of people out there who are in the Clickfunnels community. That is like 250,000 people. That people are trying to build their first funnel. They're trying to kind of put their offer online, and you see a lot of people get stuck. Often they get stuck because there's no traffic, but when they do manage to get traffic, their pages don't convert. What are the common mistakes that you see amongst your clients' landing pages that, I suppose are quite obvious to you, but might not be to someone who is not an expert?
Yeah, absolutely. So the first thing, biggest mistake is don't use ClickFunnels. No, I'm not going to say that. Look, I get asked this question a lot because a lot of people will say, like, should you use landing page builders or should you build something bespoke? My answer for that is ClickFunnels is an amazing piece of software. Russell Brunson is one of the best marketers on the planet, and it's an incredible story. And I have nothing but admiration for the whole thing. However, what ClickFunnels and landing page builders are good for are proof of concept. So if you want to throw something up quickly, affordably, and you want to see if it converts by just driving some traffic, ClickFunnels is the perfect software to use. Now, when most of our clients we deal with are doing 99% of them are doing paid media. So they're buying media on Facebook, Google, native, pop, whatever, email, whatever. And most of our, again, 90% up of our clients are spending kind of 5 and 10K a day on paid media. So we kind of work with people who are at a certain level. Now, when you get to that level, I would say anything over like $1,000 per month, that's when you need, per day. That's when you need to pull these pages outside of your page builders, because you will just get far better results. And the reason for that is they're very clunky, these softwares. They are built on a software and a framework. So automatically your load speed is very, very slow, which is crucial when you're doing paid media, is page speed optimization. And they're just not very robust. So you can't move things around. They look very templated, and strategically data just says that they do not convert anywhere near as good as something that's custom and bespoke. I'm happy to go into detail with that, but I would say anyone who's on a level where you've got a proven concept and something that's converting, I'm not saying contact us. I'm not here on this call or video to sell, but you need to get in touch with someone who can build you something bespoke, because it's just going to convert way better. But the biggest mistakes we see are A, that, B is when it comes to e-com or someone selling a product, is they typically, what happens in this journey, and I'm not knocking people, but this is just what happens because it's the easiest barrier to entry. It's the same as landing pages builders are the easiest way to get a page up, is they will go to Shopify, for example. They'll install a Shopify store, they'll use a free template, and they will get it up and it will look great. It will look great. And that's what's going to take me back to the beginning of this call, whereby I said any design agency in the world can make a website that looks great, but it's very different building something that's built to convert. So automatically you think, oh, you know, it's a theme, hundreds of people are using it, it looks great, it's going to convert. That couldn't be further away from the truth. So a lot of people are making the mistake of sending traffic to these default themes, and sending traffic to A, store pages, so like your homepage, and B, your product page. Now, again, these things are fine, but you're going to get far better conversion rates and far better results building bespoke direct response sales pages over your product pages. So that's the mistake number 2, is that a lot of people are driving traffic to product pages on their stores. And the second you take that product and build a direct response sales page outside of your store, is the second it's going to convert way, way better. So that's another mistake. And then I guess the kind of overseeing mistake is that what we see is that people, and I'd like to go into some if that's okay with you, but people don't focus on conversion principles. So we have what's here at Landing Page Guys internally called our blueprint, our landing page blueprint, conversion rate blueprint. And every one of our team members has it in front of them. And before the project is delivered to the customer, they have to tick off these little things that kind of all add up. You know, one of these things could make a little difference, but all of them are going to make a huge difference. And yeah, if it's okay with you, I'd love to share kind of 5 or 6 tips that anyone can implement.
Absolutely.
Perfect. Thank you. So any of these conversion principles, anyone can implement on any page. So if you're sat here thinking, what the hell is this guy on about? I don't know what a direct response sales page is. I'm barely, able to set up a free WordPress theme. That's fine. Like, all of these things will apply to you. And that's another mistake we see. So like, people sending paid media to a website over a landing page is a big mistake. And that's a no-brainer, because we're called the Landing Page Guys. The second you kind of focus down on these one pages, your conversion rates are going to go up through the roof, whether it's e-com or lead gen, it doesn't matter. But some of the tips that anyone can implement across any sort of website or sales page. Number 1, we've touched on it, is page speed. So load speed is so important. So anything you can do to increase the load speed of your website is important. It's important for search traffic, because Google ranks quicker sites higher. It's also important for paid traffic, because for every 1 second decrease in load time, you're going to see like a kind of 2 to 3% increase in conversion rates. So it's so important when it comes to paid media. How do you do it? There's a couple of tools that are free. So if you go to tools.pingdom.com, grab your website URL or your paid traffic URL, put it in there. It's going to come out and it's going to show you exactly how quickly your landing page loads or your website loads. And it's going to give you some tips that you can then do to change the load speed. The quickest and easiest way to increase your load speed is to download all of your images from your website, go to Google and just Google free image compression tool, compress your images and re-upload them, and it's going to load quicker. But also, anyone who's used a development agency, if you send that tools.pingdom report to them, they should be able to increase the load speed. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2 is, I'm going to rush through this one quite quickly, but I won't do it justice on this video, but you can look at it online. and I'm sure you've heard of it, and I'm sure lots of your listeners have heard of it, but it's following the AIDA principle. So AIDA is huge when it comes to landing page and website layout. It's so important, and you'll be amazed at how much this will increase your conversion rates by laying the page out properly. And if you want to see this in detail, just head on to our YouTube channel. But imagine an A4 piece of paper, okay? So you've got an A4 piece of paper and it goes into 4 equal sections. So you've got attention, interest, desire, action, okay? That's the AIDA principle laid down through your landing page. Now, I'm not saying these page folds have to be equal, but this is how your page needs to be laid out. So if you are trying to do lead generation or e-com through paid media or any other form of traffic, you need to lay your page out in that order. And I'll tell you quickly what should be in each section. So attention above the fold, we need to get people's attention. We do that with a clear value proposition. So a nice headline that tells us all about your product, software, service, and how it benefits the consumer. Some nice bullet points that are benefit driven. A social proof, so a testimonial is important. A product or hero shot, and then a clear call to action. Okay, so that's the attention section. Then moving through that user journey, so going down that A4 piece of paper, we want to pique people's interest. So how do we pique people's interest? We tell them exactly what the product is, how they can get it, and then how it benefits them. Those 3 things are super important. So we do it as simple as like 1, 2, 3. So like if it's, say, for example, I don't know, like a NutriBullet blender that's going to blend up some smoothies for you. You say like, step 1, easily order this blender today for a discounted rate. Step 2, we ship immediately. It'll be with you within 3 days. Step 3, what's the benefit? These smoothies are going to increase your health and make you live longer. Whatever that benefit is, that's the one you need to really focus on. So that's in the interest section. Then you can go into some features, but you want to leave with the benefits and how easy it is first. Then we go to the third section, it's desire. This is where you need your social proof, so testimonials, case studies, reviews, all that good stuff goes in the desire section. And then bottom of that A4 piece of paper is action. What is one clearest call to action that people can take to contact you, buy your product, whatever that may be, that's at that bottom. And obviously you have call to action going through the page, but you need that call to action at the bottom. That's another mistake we see with a lot of kind of Shopify themes, is they don't have that action at the bottom. They get to the bottom of the page and you've just got a footer. Now what happens in the footer, you normally have like your social media links. People click onto Instagram, half an hour later, they're looking at pictures of their neighbor's garden and don't even know how they got there, right? And you've just paid for that, or you've just generated that click. So that's another tip. Another tip, we touched on it quickly, is social proof. So that's a huge thing that anyone can add to their website right now. So I challenge you now to open up your landing page, open up your website, your agency site, whatever it may be. And if you are looking at your landing page above the fold, so the bit that loads straight away, and you do not have a testimonial on that page, you are simply losing money. So very simple to do. Just a paragraph of text of someone who's used your service. This is a bit of a kind of a sneaky tactic, but don't go for 5 out of 5 stars. Do something like 4.8 or 4.9 out of 5. It always converts better. So do like 4.9 stars, gold stars, and then put like the ratings. So like 4.9 out of 5 stars rated by 100 plus healthy customers if you're doing the NutriBullet one, right? So you want to describe that benefit in that social proof, and then put a real picture of the person there, as authentic as possible. No stock images, no models, just someone on the selfie, on the camera phone, taking a selfie. That's going to convert way better. So social proof is key. Those 4.5 gold stars, that paragraph of text, that testimonial is massive. The other one is trust. So trust is huge. Anyone can get trust across on their landing pages. You don't need to be featured in all these publications and articles. Of course, if you are, put them on there. So, you know, we've all probably come through the guru phase whereby, you know, I've still got them in the footer on my website, but just for clarification, I was featured on these sites. But, you know, when people say like as featured on Entrepreneur, Forbes, CNN, whatever, those kind of things are great for your product. So if you were featured in publications, put them just below the fold. You know, we work with, or we've been featured in, put them there. But another great way of getting trust across, especially if you're doing a straight sale kind of product, so if you're doing e-com or you're selling something, is putting payment seals underneath the buy buttons. So we've all seen it whereby, you know, Visa, MasterCard, Amex, PayPal, those kind of little icons, if you just Google payment seal, payment processor PNG, it will come up with some free ones. Just put them directly underneath your buy buttons. And that's going to instill trust. Or anything you can do to instill trust in the consumer who's visiting your page or website is going to help your conversion rate. So automatically, when people come onto them, they see these brands that they trust with. They then subconsciously think these brands then trust your company. So they then subconsciously trust you. And it's a weird psychology, but all these things is proven to work. Can I share one or two more? Is that okay?
Go on, keep on. I'm loving it.
Thank you. I told you we get geeky with this. I told you we get geeky with this. One thing I want to mention is copy. So again, it's quite cliche, some of these sayings, and I hate saying them, but they stick in your head. So one thing is features tell, benefits sell. So you always want to lead with a benefit. They always say like market the problem, sell the solution, but lead with that benefit. And I'll give you an example of this. And I love this. This is an amazing case study, right? I was in Barcelona last year speaking at Affiliate World Conference, and we had a nice big crowd, and I had a big projector, and it's always this screenshot that kind of gets people like, wow, that's really cool. I just love the image, but I'll try to recreate it if I can. So let's imagine there's two ads, okay? So two display ads. We're on Google, whatever it may be. Both ads are exactly the same. So they're just a hand like this holding an iPhone, okay? So exactly the same image on both ads, just a hand with an iPhone in it. Now, each ad has a headline at the top. Ad A, headline, exactly the same image, but the headline says, the all-new 15 super zoom megapixel camera. Okay, so it's very, very feature heavy. It's got the phone, it's got the feature heavy headline. Ad B has exactly the same image, exactly the same phone, but it says, take pictures of your family that will last forever. And it's that ad that's benefit driven that outperforms this one by like 3x. So if you can get that across on your websites and landing pages, it's very hard to do, by the way, then your conversion rates will go up. Now, what I challenge people to do again is open up your websites, your landing pages, whatever you're driving traffic to, your agency site, whatever that may be. Have a look at your content and see if you have like shiny object syndrome, because most people do, right? I'm guilty of it. I've done it before. But when you own a business or you own a product or a service or software, whatever it may be, you always want to talk about those shiny objects. You know, we're better because we do this. Like, we have amazing computers. We have the best software. We have the best team. We have amazing staff. Like, that's what everyone always wants to shout. But as a consumer, I don't care about that. I care about how that actual thing, that shiny object, benefits me. So instead of saying something like, we have incredible customer service, customer care, you want to change that to be the benefit-driven headline, to be something like, people who will answer the phone at any time of the day. That's the benefit to me. The benefit is not that you have the best customer care, it's that I can pick up the phone and talk to someone at any time of the day. Okay, so I challenge you to kind of flip your text to be more benefit-driven. Again, I always use like a gym as an example. Like, gyms always shout about open 24/7. That's a feature of your gym. The benefit for me is that you can train whenever you want, train when it's convenient to you. That's a far more powerful headline than open 24/7. And it's those kind of headlines that are going to, really up your conversion rates. And one more, if I could just squeeze it in, and this one's a bit of an odd one, but I love sharing this one and it works, trust me. But if you have call to action buttons on your pages, make sure that you're including an emoji on them. Okay, we've been doing this for 2 years now. We were one of the first people to do this, but we see them everywhere now. We've tested everything. We do between 80 and 100 landing pages per month at the moment. And we've tested this across all of these pages. But the highest converting emoji on a button is this pointing emoji. Okay, so you have call to action text and then the pointing emoji at the side. If you want to see it, just go to our site, landingpageguys.com. You'll see it above the fold. But putting that emoji on your button will add the click-through rates will go through the roof, I promise you.
Awesome.
It's an odd one.
You have shared so many golden nuggets here. Absolutely love it. Now, I know you mentioned you've got a YouTube channel and everything. So just before we wrap up, I mean, if people want to learn, because this is a science, really, if people want to learn about you, about kind of get some more tips from you, where's the best to find them?
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you. Once again, I'm here to hopefully help people. But if you want to find out more about what we do, you can go onto YouTube and search for Landing Page Guys, hit that subscription button. We're dropping a couple of videos per week and lots of free content. But you can also go to Landing Page Lab, that's LAB, .com, and you'll be redirected to our Facebook group, the Landing Page Lab. And yeah, very similar to your group, we're putting out lots of value and sharing lots of tips and tricks. And yeah, we never sell in there. It's all about value. So it goes back to that play I was saying to you about prospecting and new agencies. It's worked amazing for us. Just become that kind of go-to figure in your space.
Awesome. Well, Oliver Kenyon, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. I've really enjoyed it. Thanks again.
Me too.